Alright, gang, welcome back to our Adventure Survival here in Szpakowo. It is still May. Before we flip to the next day, there is one thing I forgot to do in the last episode. It just completely slipped my mind, but we're going to go ahead and do it now. It's only going to take a few seconds. That's the reason why we're doing it now. We've got to do the second application of fertilizer on our cornfield that we put in, so we need to do that today. That is the last thing before we jump to June. Now, June is going to be a day where actually there's not a whole lot going on. We don't have a whole lot to do, but we will be selling both of our corn and our soybeans. We'll also be selling any of the pallets that were produced. We already sold one. Well, I guess there's two there, I think, at the start of this episode. So we'll be selling those, whatever's there between now and June, and hopefully make ourselves a little bit more money, which will be good for us, right? Hopefully we get a little bit closer to our mark here as well. Hopefully we get closer to that ability to put down one of those productions, or, well, I guess they're both technically productions, but we put down the mill or we put down the hat production, one of those two. Hopefully that's the case. But we'll see. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are good here. Unfortunately, so I was working today. I'm doing this video after I'm done working for the day, and I was in the middle of a meeting and in a process of trying to get an emergency delivery out for one of my clients, and the local farmer who has a field behind my house at current. I mean, eventually it's probably going to go away, but right now there is still a crop field behind my house. He was out there harvesting in the soybeans, and didn't get to go out there and do a little bit of recording for some bonus footage for any of you on Discord or wherever else I decided to put it, but didn't get to do that, unfortunately, so the harvest has been done. It's a very small field. He still has lots of small fields all around the area that, you know, slowly but surely are being bought away from him to turn into subdivisions. So anyway, I was wanting to get out there and get that this year, but it didn't happen. So I'm hopeful that there's at least one more year behind us, if not 2 or 3 or 4. Really, I would prefer it to be like 10 years, but I'm getting a little greedy there, I think, at that point. But anyway, I'm hopeful that I'll be able to capture the harvest at some point. Sometimes he does it like late in the night or early in the morning, where either I'm not up or I'm not awake. But hopefully one of these years I'll finally be able to catch it, because I'd like to get a little bit of recording of him harvesting that. Now, it doesn't take him very long to do it. He's got some big equipment, so there are still a few farms within the region. I told you about 10-15 minutes from me you can drive, and you're still in very much a country type of atmosphere. Maybe 15-20 minutes, I guess is what I should put. So I don't know for sure if he's, owns a massive amount of fields or not, but he is utilizing, well, he was utilizing last year, when I caught a glimpse of it, and this year too. It's a big, massive case harvester, so it probably doesn't take him very long. The field that is behind my house is, and reminisce to one of the sizes of the fields here. So I'm not sure exactly what case harvester it is, but if I had to guess, it would be. Let me get into here. If I had to guess, it'd be the one. No, that's not the one I was thinking of, but I don't think it's this one. I don't think it's quite that big. It might be. I don't know, but it's around that size, so it's quite a large harvester. So it doesn't take him very long to get the field done, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But there's a handful of those same size of fields still remaining around where I live at current, so you never know, I guess. A couple of them have been there for a long time. Now, it's not, the land that he's selling, at least currently, that he has sold. I guess I don't know for sure if it's the same farmer or not, but the land that is being sold there's no farmhouse or anything on it, so it's just technically land that he's selling. So probably not a whole lot of memories specifically on that, like at the end of my Barker Family Farm series, right? Like, not like that. I wouldn't think, but maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe there is, but it's just only utilize them as a crop field. So anyway, that is done. So we can go ahead and jump to the next to June, to the next day, to June, the next month. 2 pallets of wood beams have spawned. I suspect maybe one more pallet, but that's probably all we're going to get it. So let's go ahead and rest, and we'll see what happens. Well, I am pleasantly surprised here, gang. There are 4 pallets of wood beams, so that's good. That's going to provide us a good chunk of change. We do also have $207,000 in the bank account now, so we gained a little bit of money overnight, which is great as well. But now it's just a matter of us going ahead and getting these stacked up. Now, more than likely, the money where that's coming from is from our pickled lettuce production. I probably need to take a look at that. And as a matter of fact, let's do that before I forget. It might be time for us to stop putting that on auto selling. We certainly want to try to get the most money out of it. And it's been on auto selling for a couple of months now, as you can see. 2004 6. I mean, actually, the price doesn't even really fluctuate that much, does it? I mean, $500 is a lot, but it's not a crazy amount of money. We're going to leave it on. We're going to leave them on auto selling for right now. Maybe during the low months, August, September, maybe even July to October, maybe we turn it off, but then the rest of the months we keep it on. Maybe that's what we end up doing. Who knows? But for now, we are going to go ahead and leave that on the auto selling because that's some good money and we need it. We need it. Okay, so let's get these things loaded up. So we need to go and get the MF out and get these stacked up there. This shouldn't take too long. It should be a real quick stack. Eggs, we've looked at many times before. They're not best to sell right now, so we won't worry about the eggs. The corn and the soybeans are best to sell in June. They are still going up right now, so I think what I would prefer to do is sell these wood beams, and then let's just see what else we can get into and just kind of keep an eye on it. Are we going to make a ton of money off of waiting? Probably not. Probably not. I would suspect that it's going to be very little, if any, that we make. But, you know. All right, there we go. For some reason, it was just not, it was not sitting up properly like I wanted it to, so... Anyway, we've got it now, so we're good. Yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well, like I mentioned a little bit ago. Things are good here, man. Hockey season's back underway. A lot of you, and if you're new to the channel, may not know it, but if you've been around for a while, you know that I'm a big hockey fan. Played hockey my whole life growing up, so... Columbus has started off right now, at least at the time of this recording, with a 1-1, so not terrible. They should have won the very first game. They should be 2-0. A couple bad calls from the ref, honestly. But otherwise, they're doing pretty good so far. They look pretty good. The first two games, they looked good, at least. Hopefully that's the case tonight. They play the Devils tonight. The Jersey Devils. Probably a team we will be constantly fighting for a playoff spot, honestly. So this is going to be a big game. I know it's early on, but it is. It's a big game. Last year, Columbus missed the playoffs by 2 points, which is really the equivalent of winning one more game. You get 2 points for winning a game in hockey. So, yeah, it's almost, you know, this is a big game, right? If we're going to be more than likely fighting the Devils for one of the playoff spots, we definitely want to beat them whenever we play them, right? So... Oops, I didn't turn the beacons on. I guess I should do that. So we'll sell these. I don't expect this is going to get us to where we need to be. I could be wrong, but I mean, I don't think this is going to get us there, so we'll see. Nope, didn't think so. So we're at $228,315, which is fantastic, but it's not going to allow us to be able to put down either of those two productions we talked about. So... what does that mean? Well, there's a couple other things we can do. One, we should have some silage ready to go in the silage pole, so we should and will probably sell that. Two, we've got the different crops that we talked about just a few seconds ago that we can sell to get us to that point, hopefully. Now, are we guaranteed to get to that point? No, we're definitely not guaranteed to get to that point, but I think there's a high chance that we will. We had a decent amount of corn, so that's going to help tremendously. $1,476 right now, and then the soybeans are even better, so $3,213. So those are really good prices, right? So they give us at least an opportunity, a chance to potentially get to that amount where we can put down one of those productions. So we'll drop that off there, and it's a little makeshift home. Let's take a look at the silage. I'm going to utilize, or I'm not going to utilize the semi for this because I think it's going to be a little difficult. I can do it, but it's going to be a little difficult, I think, to get the semi over there. I think this one will be a little bit easier to maneuver. To get the semi over here, we would need to drive all the way down here like this and then cut up like this, and then it would have to be a lot of forward and reversing, or come in this way like this and then reverse it that way, which could also work, right? Both of those, I guess, could work either way now. Since we've opened this up so much, I think it has become a little bit easier to manage. Let's see. Unless I have it on auto selling. I do have it on auto selling. Never mind. I did not need to drive all the way over here. I just wasted my time and yours driving over here. Whoops. I thought for some reason I did not put it on auto selling, but evidently I did. That's a mistake on me. That's all right. Okay, so let's go put this back. We do need to do fertilizing on our grass field that we mowed in the last episode. We need to put down that fertilization application, so we can go ahead and do that. Give ourselves a little bit more time. Again, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of an increase as far as the price goes on some of the crops here, but nonetheless, we can at least do that and attempt to gain an extra buck here and there. No, it sounds crazy, but really, I mean, I'm trying to get every single dollar I can get at this point because when we put this down, we are going to spend a lot of money. We're not going to have any money left at all. Plus, we're going to have to do a little bit of work, you know, a little bit of smoothing, etc., doing all that kind of work as well, so... This won't take long. This will be a few seconds and we'll be done, so I won't do any kind of a time-lapse or anything like this. It's not really worth the time to do that, I don't think. But besides that, I don't think there's going to be anything else for us to do today. I just don't think there's a whole lot, unfortunately, for us to do. If we look out here, there's not really a whole lot we can put in the ground. We can do carrots, I guess, olives, parsnips, red beets. But again, to do those, we need some different equipment, which we currently do not have, and there's not anything out there on ModHub that I've been able to find as far as old 1990s or older equipment for that type of stuff. I think that's probably it. Yep, we're good. So we'll put this back, and I guess it'll be time for us to go ahead and load up and see what happens. I probably didn't gain any money at all as far as the price of selling this stuff goes. I probably could have just sold it when I was talking about it, but, you know, like I said, you never know. You never know. So, what are we going to sell first? Well, I think personally, I think we go with the corn. And the reason why I say we go with the corn is because the corn is worth less money than the canola. So, you know, do the same thing, the same process here. We fill this up with some corn, we go sell the corn, and we come back, maybe we'll gain $1 or $2 on the soybeans, right? So, where are we going to take this corn to? Where are we going with the corn? The SPAC Pro SA. Excuse me. All right, so we're very familiar with that. That is an area that we are extremely familiar with. Go ahead and put the tarp on. I don't think there's any rain in the forecast, but we might as well keep things out of it as much as possible. Let's get into the first-person view. I don't think we've really been in the first-person view much. This thing is a behemoth, man. Look at this thing. Get the wood paneling. That is such a 90s thing. Wood paneling. 80s thing, really, too. Oh, that's great. But we are cruising, man. Look how much faster we're going to be able to get to our sell points now with this thing, man. We're going 46. We've only been able to get up to, and that's when things are at the best, 33 mile per hour, and that's with the Volvo, right? I mean, we are cruising, man. This is going to make things so much faster as we move along here. Somehow, I've got the turn signal on here. You can see it in the front of the semi here. I've got the turn signal on. But the back, for some reason, doesn't indicate. A little weird. A little weird. I really love this map, man. I mean, we're so many episodes in that I don't even need to be talking about this. I think this is episode 52 or 53, something like that. I mean, we are really into this episode now at this point. This guy was trying to pass 2 people. What a lunatic. Look at these morons. Well, he just ran into that person. What a moron. Anyway, really, really like this map, man. It's I've mentioned it so many times, I probably don't need to mention it at this point, this far in, but it's such a great map, man. And they're still working on that piping, man. It's been years, man. They're just making a killing, just standing around, doing nothing. Oh, that's fun. Alright. Let's see what kind of money we get out of this. I'm hoping this is going to get us close to the amount we need. They're not quite there. But that's still pretty good, I feel like. $17,976 off that harvest. That's pretty good. So let's head on down there. Head on back. Get the soybeans. We'll bring the soybeans to the sell point, which, as a matter of fact, we might as well look at the sell point now. Because it may not be the same place. It probably isn't. It's not. So Fit Plon? I don't even know where that is. Fit Plon. Oh, we've been there. Okay. So that one's pretty far away. So let's get in the groove here. And this next sell here should, in theory, get us the amount that we could at least do the straw hats if we decide to do that. If not, then it probably isn't going to get us to where we need to be at, because I think the other one, I think the mill was $280,000, I think. And even if we turn on, even if we sell the current mill, I think that's only worth like $4,000, something like that. So it's not really going to, you know, get us there. I think we're going to have to find some contracts or something to do potentially. But even that, I mean, the odds are the contracts aren't going to be very large, so we're probably not going to be able to get to the mill today if that's what we decide to go with. I haven't fully made that decision yet. I know it seems like I keep talking about the mill, and that is probably what we'll end up going with, but I'm kind of impartial here. I'm up in the air a little bit on which one I want to do, so I'll think about it, but let's get the soybeans, get them sold, and we'll see where we're at. Alright, so full transparency here, gang. I did spend, I've got the icons on, but I did spend a little bit of time testing some things out. Not specifically on this save file, obviously, but just in general for this area, because it isn't the flattest area in the world. Trying to put the mill down, it's not going to work in this area. Now, it will work, you know, down here a little bit, but we would have to take out some of the crop, and I'm not really willing to do that right now. As I've mentioned, we are going to continue to expand the yard a little bit, probably more that way than this way, but certainly a little bit of this is going to probably go away now that we kind of have an idea. So I think for the time being, even though it may not be what we initially were kind of leaning towards, I think we're going to go with the hat production. The reason why I'm saying that is because I think I can get the hat production in here and still have plenty of room to spare, and I don't think it will look too out of place. Maybe a little bit with the house, but, you know, again, there's probably a likelihood that the house may move down in the future here. So let's just give it a shot. Let's see. And plus, even to put this down, obviously we don't have enough money for it right now anyway. Now, if we got rid of the mill and whatever is remaining in the mill, maybe we would have enough, but I still think we'd be stretching it a little bit. And as you can see, we would definitely have to take out some of that crop. And since we put into, you know, a lot of effort into making that whole area and haven't even actually got a harvest out of it yet, I think I'm going to hold off on doing that just for the time being. However, I think what I would like to do is put this here, somewhere close to the front here. I kind of want to put this up against the edge here too, and that gives plenty of space for us to drive through between the current mill and where we can drop off all the different items for this, and we still have room over here, I think, to maneuver with the skid steer, getting pallets, etc. if we want to. So yeah, I think we'll go something like that, maybe give me a little bit of space from the road. I'm gonna turn on the free mode here. It might sink it a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna look terrible because it is a pretty high up item here. Let's go for it. Let's see how it looks. It can't be awful, right? Yeah, see, that looks fine. It looks like it was built into the side of the hill here. It's not floating of any sort, right? Nope, it's not floating. Yeah, I think there's enough room here as well for us to be able to kind of maneuver up this way and pick up the pallets and back up. The house might be slightly in the way a little bit, but not really, I don't think. I think it'll be fine. I don't think this intrudes of any sort on the road at all. Nobody seems to be having any issues here. There's enough room to drive through. And then here's enough room for us to drive here and drop stuff off, and there's obviously enough room between this drop-off point and this one that it shouldn't have any issues. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. Hopefully you guys are too. I'm relatively happy with it. I think it looks pretty decent. Now, it might look a little bit out of place. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't mean, it's a little bit big, right? It's a little big, but I don't think it looks super out of place. I mean, we've got this production here now. It's not too much taller than some of the buildings. I would say it arguably is very close to the height of some of the buildings. Yeah, I'm fine with that. You know, we're a farmer that's, you know, trying to produce some more stuff and more jobs, you know, for the city. So, Hatitude Adjustment Hats Company. Okay, so let's go look at it here. And so there is Chip Tex hats, which is kind of interesting. Now, we don't have any digestate right now, which is part of the problem, but we could make some hats with wood chips. We've got wood chips to spare. Fabric, we don't have any of that. Felt, again, we don't have any wool. Now, this is something we could look into doing here soon, especially if we're going to keep the corn going. If we put down some honey, we can make a Maize Tex hat. That would be interesting. And then obviously the straw, which straw we can absolutely do. Now, we don't have a whole lot of fields that are going to produce straw for us. We got a couple, but yeah. I think that's a good addition. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's a good addition, man. I'm happy with that. No, maybe you guys hate it. I don't know. But anyway, I'm happy with it. So we're going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I know it's a bit of a... well, maybe it's not. I don't know. It feels like it's a bit of a shorter episode, but maybe it's not. But we're going to leave the episode there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like and subscribe button for me. Both those things help me out an absolute ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, you know the drill. Let me know down below. I'm happy to get back to you on those. Thank you so much to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough for your continued support. And, yeah, we'll see you next time.